Hey, Christopher here. This is round two or second round of sketches for my login or sign in with Bitcoin idea or exploration research, whatever you want to call it. So the idea here is to create a reference design for sign in with Bitcoin through browser extension or LNURL or otherwise, so that when we people work on hackathons or other projects, they don't all have to solve this exact same problem. Part of it is here coming up with kind of explaining the logic of how this works, but then also providing a UI foundation. In the end, it would also be cool if there was a code library to go along with it. Now, my first sketches were kind of rough. Here's the second version. Probably still a lot of things missing, but I just wanted to share the progress. So let's take a look at what actually happens here. So signing in with Bitcoin means that the website provides some type of message. The users puts that in their wallet. The wallet encrypts it, processes it, signs it with their private key, sends back the result, which is a highly uniquely identifiable string, and then the website can identify. It will always get this exact same string from this particular wallet, and every other wallet out there will create a different string. So you can use this unique identifier to say, okay, here I'm dealing with this one particular wallet. So there's no email, password, anything else. It's just about this very simple process. And this is something that could be done manually, I guess. So the website could just say, hey, here's some piece of text. User copies that into their wallet, says, hey, sign this, takes the result, sends it back to the website, but then that would be pretty tedious. So we have WebLN and tools like Alby, the browser extension. So that means the wallet is actually connected to your browser, and then it can directly speak with the website. So when you want to log in or sign in with Bitcoin and your browser supports the standard called WebLN, then the browser says, hey, browser extension, sign this message. The browser extension does it, sends a signature back to the browser. The browser sends it to the server, and the server then says, okay, does this match an existing user? If yes, okay, we'll log them in. If not, then we're going to create an account and log them in. And then the server can then update the browser and says, okay, you're logged in now. There's a second approach to this. We could also, if our browser doesn't have WebLN, that means the website cannot talk to the browser. But we could have a smartphone that also supports LNURL. In that case, we could allow for the smartphone and the server to directly talk to each other and do this authentication stuff. And in this case, it doesn't go through the browser, but it happens between the wallet and the browser, the application. So the browser without WebLN, but with LNURL would say, hey, scan this QR code. User would grab their phone, scan the QR code with their Bitcoin wallet. The app would then tell the server, hey, I want to log in. Server says, sign this message. App says, cool, here's the signed message. And then the server would have this uniquely identifiable string again. And then it could also update the application, say, okay, you're logged in. And it would also have to notify the browser then that the user is now authenticated. So that's basically how this works. There are somewhat technical complexities in here, but that's for another time. So here's what it would look like in a UI. So I have a sign in button here. Then I press it. If the browser supports WebLN, that means I have Alby or something else installed, then it would we need some type of modal or dedicated page for this that tells the user this is like a unique new feature you might not be used to. This is what it does. Maybe with some information to learn more. And then they would connect to the browser, press that button. This window here would be provided by the browser extension, so it's not something you would have to worry about as a website developer. And then you, as a user, you basically give your browser wallet permission to sign this message and send it back to the website, or you could decline it. Then if the connection has worked out, we go through this process of checking whether we have an account or not. And then, you would be connected. One of the things to consider here is that WebLN is by default, it's not enabled. So let's say I refresh this page and I want to interact with the browser extension again, then there's another confirmation window that has to happen. It's like, yes, I want to connect to WebLN. You wouldn't, yeah, so just a small thing to consider there. And then the next thing is, you want to do a paid action, but let's first go through the WebLN LN URL flow. So in this case, as described before, you would also have a similar modal. It says here, please scan this QR code. You would do that with whatever application. You would approve this here. The application then talks to the server, and the server then updates the website, and you would be logged in. Now the paid action there are a few more intricacies, and I'm not going to go through that here. I'll cover that in some separate thing. This is the logic flow for all the stuff that has to happen with creating invoices and passing them around in both of these different scenarios. But I just wanted to show what it looks like if we try to log in. So this is like some random website that I've been building on the side specifically to test out what these interactions are like. So I'm not logged in here, but I can press this button here that says sign in. There's information here that tells me, okay, you need a Albi or something, cool, let's go, sign me in. Then I get this little window here that says, okay, do you want to sign in? Yes, I do. Then the website gets notified, and now I am signed in. Now I have my account here, so very straightforward. And then I can sign out again. And that's basically how it works. And that is it for now. So thanks for tuning in, and I'm always happy to hear more feedback on how this can be made better, cooler, more interesting, and whatnot. And I'll try to tackle the payment flow separately. Thanks.